Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. An absolute pleasure to speak to you, Josephine. How are you doing today? Okay.
I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thank you. So the sky is everywhere. I mean, this is just such a wonderful, immersive, creative film, and it really seems to kind of capture the messiness of those feelings of falling in love, of dealing with grief. What attracted to you to adapting Nelson's novel, and how did you want to try and bring it to life?
I honestly fell in love with the script. It was already a script when I found it. So it was, and it was already full of like this very magical world, her hilarious grandparents, these like her grandmother, her uncle, this world full of redwoods. Also, you're going inside of her mind so much and her imagination and her flashbacks. And I'm always really drawn to a story that has a strong subjectivity where you're inside a mind as much as you're in like reality. But also I think I was really drawn to the fact that it's a coming of age story that has something extremely profound at the center with life or death. It's not just about bullying or drugs or getting over like internet addiction, which are all important things, but it's also about life and death. How do you deal with a loss? And in that way, I felt like it was such a timeless story. It had a fairy tale quality. And so I just wanted, I could see myself living inside of it for a long time, which you need to, because as a director, like you work on a movie for like 2 years. So I had to be like, I want to live in this world for 2 years. And I am very happy that I did.
And you've got such an amazing cast, all these young people and the kind of love triangle that's created. And, they have to be able to blend seamlessly, the way the film moves kind of from tragedy to humor and back again. And of course, the thread of music that runs through it all. So in particular, Grace Kaufman at the center of it. But tell us a bit about the cast and how you worked with them to kind of, conjure this magical world.
Grace is stunning. I mean, the tone, as you mentioned, is really complex. The film goes deep into grief and into loss, and then it also has these heights of love and passion and like revelation, inspiration, and we needed an actress who could hold the comedy of it and also be extremely vulnerable. And Grace really was one of only less than a handful of actors who we thought we could handle it. And she was actually the age of the main character. She's 17 when we shot this movie. I mean, I was floored by her regularly. I think she's a stunning human and such a great storyteller. And we had so much fun then working with the rest of our cast because she just anchored this film so masterfully for such a young, I can't believe she's a teenager. I just can't even believe it. And then but I remember one day working with Pico Alexander, who plays Toby. There's a big scene where they have a big revelation. It's super heart-wrenching. And all of us just going to this really, really intense place of really imagining the loss that he was sharing with her was a very brutal emotionally, but also extremely profound to share that together. Especially, we shot this film during the pandemic and the California wildfires. So there was like ash raining on our whole like movie prep. So to be able to be in community at that moment was really important for us. And so it was a real joy getting to all come together to tell this story.
And what do you hope people will take away from it in that way that it does capture all these messy, imperfect feelings that you feel, particularly as an adolescent? And what do people can learn and sort of, walk out the cinema feeling or from watching it on the screen?
I always hope, that everyone has their own unique experience, that I try to make movies where there's not like one message, but I think an example like Lenny is somebody who is going through something so challenging, is a woman who's making mistakes and is at times biting off more than she can chew. And it's messy, it's awkward. And ultimately it ends up being an experience that's full of love, in which all of her mistakes she is forgiven for and she forgives herself for. And I think we just need to remember, especially this isolating moment, that we are allowed to like go big and go hard and reach out for love and for connection. And it's okay to screw up. Yeah.
I'm out of time, but thank you so much. It was lovely to
Oh,
chat to you.
thank you,
Thanks so much for
Sarah.
this
Really
wonderful
nice to meet
film.
you too.
Thank you very much.